So we're at set 1 of our Base 10 introduction for kindergartners and first graders. And something that I should say is that we normally don't dive into Base 10 like this based on the standards in most traditional schooling programs. This is something I picked up from Montessori. In Montessori, kids as young as 4 and 5, once they've learned numbers 0 through 10, jump right into these quantities of ones, tens, hundreds, and thousands, because in that paradigm, the belief is that you give kids the big picture of the numbers and then you zero in on the details. And when I've done this with kids over the last 2 to 3 years, I've found it works so much better than what we typically do. And so I've created this special set. This is going to feel a little more complicated, maybe than the numbers 0 to 10 slides in this lesson that I'm going to, or this overview is going to take a little bit longer because it is probably something that's new to you if you're a kindergarten and first grade teacher, but it can have powerful sort of ripple effect on students' Base 10 understanding, throughout their elementary years if you start it small. So in this week, we're going to just introduce them to the quantities of 1, 10, 100, and 1,000. So bear with me. All right, so on day 1, you'll have love this song. You'll have a new warm-up, and this one is counting by tens using a familiar song, but giving them the progression of tens. And this is also something we'll be introducing. So you can have kids copy this number line however you want to proceed with that. Then, so the first real thing we're going to do is say, I can name important numbers in our number system. And today I'm going to introduce you to some really big numbers. Do you guys think you can handle it? Because most kindergartners or first graders, whatever you're teaching, don't learn this stuff. We don't learn these big numbers until like 2nd or 3rd grade. So really blow it up and get them really excited. All right, drum roll, please. We're going to introduce the first one. And then you'll show them 1 and they'll go, what? And you'll say, yeah, that's what you think it is. This is just 1. We call this a 1. And watch, we're going to count it. 1. Easy peasy, right? Okay, I have another one for you. It's going to get harder and bigger. Are you ready? This is called a 10. Let me show you why it's called a 10. Watch. 1, you can count with me if you want to. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 ones make 1 10. Makes sense, right? All right, are you ready for the next big one? Give me a drum roll. Ooh, does anyone know what this one is? This is 100. Ooh, yeah, that's what 100 looks like compared to 10 and 1. Watch. I'm going to take my 10 and I'm going to see how many 10s make 100. 1, count with me, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 10s make 100. So interesting. Are you guys ready for the biggest one I'm going to show you today? Drum roll, please. Ooh, anyone have any ideas what that's called? This is 1,000. I wonder how many hundreds can make 1,000. You want to watch and see? See how you can imagine 100 lying flat on top of there? So we're going to count each of those 100s. So let's see how many there are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 hundreds make 1,000. Wow. Let's practice the names of these again. Here we go. Let's name them. Repeat after me. 1, 10, 100, 1,000. Or let's name them backwards. 1,000. And have them repeat. 100, 10, 1. Can you name them? Have kids shout it out. 1. Can you name this one? 10. 100 or 100, 1,000. And then I forget what I do here. Can you name them? 10. Oh, I do it in a different order. 1,000, 100. So you get the gist. Then we change directions just a little bit to show them the patterns of how we name numbers. So when we're first introducing these, we don't call that 30. We use unit language. So let me show you what I mean. So we'll say, what do we have here? These are tens. How many are there? Let's count. 1, 2, 3. You probably could see that without counting. We call this 3 tens. So when we're using unit language, it's just pretend we moved from counting bears to tens. If there was 3 counting bears, we'd say this is 3 counting bears, but there's tens, so we say this is 3 tens. So we're not really getting them to stretch much beyond. We're introducing this new concept of number, but also still using that repeated 0 through 9 counting sequence we've been doing forever. Then we do the Base 10 game show. All right, guys, this is your challenge. Get out your whiteboards, or they should have their whiteboards. Which box shows 3 tens? Write the letter on your board. So if A shows 3 tens, write that. B, C, or D. Which one shows 3 tens? Kids, write it down. You show them the answer. And then there's probably a couple more. Now let's talk about Tuesday. So Tuesday, we will review naming the numbers, prove that you know the names, shout it out, and then the Golden Beads game show again. Or I should change that to Base 10. I have a Golden Beads set too. Wednesday, we're once again going to start by reinforcing the language, but then we are going to introduce students to writing the names or writing the numerals for these numbers. So our target is obviously I can write the name of important numbers in our number system. So name each number with me. So we have 1, write it on your board. We have 10, this is how we write 10, write it on your board. You guys know this one, but let's see what 100 looks like. Ooh. What do you notice is the difference between 100 and 10? Oh yeah, there's another 0. All right, let's see how we write 1,000. What do you notice is the difference in 1,000? Oh yeah, it has 3 zeros and 100 has 2 zeros. So interesting. Now I'm going to show you and I want you to write its name. If you're unsure, you can look at the key up in the upper right-hand corner. Let's write it. And then give students a chance and then show them and then have them write it multiple times. So you'll then have that for, the other units. And that is Wednesday. Oh, I have a challenge. Oh, we're going to go in a different order. So it'll end in a different order to kind of mix it up and get students thinking. Thursday is going to be a little more of the same from Wednesday. We're going to start out with a shorter review, right, of naming and writing, and then go into a challenge and put these just in mixed order for students to write it. And again, there's a key in the upper right-hand corner that they will probably use, but give them a chance to, try it on their own before you show them and then have them write it. All right, let's talk about Friday. So Friday, we will remove some of the scaffolds. So we'll always start with getting students reacquainted with how we write the numbers, just to ground in that. And then we will immediately go into them trying it out. And if you notice, the scaffold of the quantities and numerals in the upper right-hand corner is gone. So Friday, they're going to have a chance to test their knowledge. All right, and that is this week. So I know that's a lot. Please leave any questions you have in the comments. We want this to be really clear. Our goal, I should say, is not for students to master all these intricate understandings like 10 ones makes a 10, things like that. We're really planting the seeds and giving them visuals and the colorful patterns and the numerals to really show them those patterns, but we're going to build it over the next 3 weeks. And so it's not something we need to worry about them mastering. It will build over time. So just wanted to say that and hope your students enjoy.